Hey, hi all. Good morning, good evening. So yesterday we were discussing about very basic, like you started that when you start in any little project, so what happens? And I will request everyone to be on mute, please. So we have seen the scenario of just a minute. Close the sheet. I have shown you scenario of a restaurant, like when I'm starting a restaurant and if I have multiple outlets across country. And the same thing happens in any project as well. So that is what I'm telling you from beginning. Okay. And maybe those who are already working in the IT industry for a long time. So few topics, few discussions may seem boring. Okay. But those who are from non-technical, those who don't know what happens in the IT industry, that how the project starts, what all discussion happens. So I'm trying to cover from that perspective. Okay, so that even if you have non-technical you have a non-technical background, so that is how you can project yourself that yes, I have worked in a technical field. Are you getting what I'm telling, guys? Is that clear? Because suppose if you are working in the non-technical for 5 years, and if you will tell that I have worked in non-technical field only, so they will consider you as a fresher then, and that will impact the salary. So that is why I'm trying to cover each and every discussion which happens when we start an ATL project. Okay. So
Henry,
maybe
sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
I'm getting some noise from your voice. I mean, there isn't much clarity. I'm not sure if it's happening with me only or others are also facing. Um,
is it present? Is it with everyone? Anyone else who is facing the same problem? Hello. Anyone else who is facing the same problem?
No, sir. No.
So Tanvi, your voice is echoing a bit, like so that is what.
It's going. Okay. Just a minute. I have 1 minute. Uh, which is still is it echoing still? Do you think it is echoing? Still it is echoing, guys. Anyone? Hello, is it echoing?
It's not echoing for me, but a disturbance
Oh,
is there.
background noise is there, you mean? But but really the place where I'm taking this class, there is no background noise actually.
No, it's not background noise, Tanvir. It's
Uh,
like some disturbance over the internet.
oh, okay, maybe, but not sure. The internet distance is also good. Anyone else who is facing the same problem? Yes, no. So, Supriyo, can you try to reconnect, rejoin?
yeah, sure,
Because if others are also facing problems, so then I do
sure.
agree that maybe that's. You please try to connect again, okay?
Yeah, sure.
And others, if you think there is some issue with the voice or it is breaking, then please let me know. Even if you think it is echoing, okay? I have connected through two devices, but I think it should not echo because the other device is on mute. Okay? Is that fine? Shall I proceed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is why. So sometime you will feel that okay, we are slipping from the core ETL concepts. Okay, because I'll be telling you the discussions which happens in any ETL project. Okay, so please don't think that this is not the expectation of the course. So maybe intentionally sometime I will be telling you some other concepts, some other discussion which happens in a project, so that if the interviewer asks you that in the interview, you should be able to answer. Okay. So yesterday we have seen that if a business, any business, okay, I've taken the example of restaurant. So you can take any business when it grows, then it becomes difficult for owner to understand that how the business is performing, right? That was the crux of the story. And then as an owner, he wants to understand that how the business is performing. So he cannot check, he cannot go to each and every restaurant, or maybe you take any other thing. Suppose you have opened a shopping mart, okay, or any other business. Suppose if you have a retail hotel chain, take the example of Oyo, okay, or take the example of Uber, Ola, okay. So that's a very good example. They have Oyo rooms. So I think maybe they have thousands of rooms in the country, right? Or take the example of Ola or Uber. They have thousands or more than that cars, right? So for the owner to understand how the business is performing, the only source is data, correct? So that is why nowadays uh, each and every business, if they want to understand how the business is performing, so and that is hidden behind data. Even your elections, your Lok Sabha election and the other election. So the IT team of each and every party, they do a lot of research based on the data. Accordingly, they make their what I can say, they make their election strategy, their company strategy, and all those things. And that's the reason that the data specialists, data engineers, data analysts are in huge demand. Okay. So, and please, I want this discussion to be interactive because this is not something hands-on. This is not related to coding. You should ask questions. You should also share your thoughts. Or if you have any question, please pitch in and ask. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed that Ankit has a chain of restaurants in India. I've taken the example of Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, and Mumbai, and he wants to understand that how the business is performing. So first of all, I'm telling you all those things. Then I will show you with the help of an Excel sheet that how the data is coming. Then you're loading data in a database. I will take the help of SQL Server. From that, I will try to make you understand. But obviously, in my session, you have to keep means the patience level should be good. We all know that. We have seen that in SQL as well, right? Because the pace at which I start in a session is very slow, and then slowly I pick up the pace. So yesterday we were discussing that Ankit is on the other hand, he wants to understand that how the business is growing, and for that he has connected with a team, okay, any consulting team or any company, okay, and then this BA like Tom, Sunil, or Satyaki or Arbaz, and again, it is not necessary that you'll be having dedicated BA for each and every location. No, generally in a project you'll be having only one BA, but in some of the complicated project like the last project in which I was working, we were having three BAs based on the function, based on the domain, and based on the region. Okay. Fine. So the first call when you will start any ETL project. So first of all, is this clear that why we need ETL project? Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
At least you got an idea, no, that why we need an ETL project. On that, any question? Because this has to be very clear. What you are doing, this has to be clear. Is this clear? Do you have any question? Why we need ETL project? No question. Okay. So then Ankit has hired a consulting firm or any company, maybe suppose ABC Solution Private Limited. This is same as your any other company like Infosys, TCS, Capgemini, Cognizant, anyone. So and this Ankit is a client. He approached this company that okay, for my business, you please I want that from the business, your company should generate a report on a daily basis as per my requirements. Okay. And the Storm is from ABC Solution Private Limited. Okay. And Ankit is the client. So first meeting was the requirement gathering. So in this meeting, we'll be having Ankit and the business analyst. Generally, these two people will be there. But again, this is not a rule. Don't go with this that okay, only client and the BA will be there. No, sometimes you will see the product owner will be there. Sometime even the developers, the testers should be there, but that is very ideal scenario. So hardly it happens. Based on my experience, no, hardly it happens. So generally, you will see a stakeholder and the business analyst will be there in that discussion. Okay. So they have the discussion, and the stakeholder will tell all the requirement, whatever they want. Now here the business analyst has to be means the business analyst should have a technical knowledge as well. Okay. He should not be having only functional knowledge. He should be having some technical knowledge as well. That is very important, because here the discussions, I agree that here the functional discussions will happen, but the business analyst should should ask the technical question as well. Like yesterday, I told you, the stakeholder told that, okay, I want a report so that I can understand that how the business is performing on a daily basis, right? Then I told you that the business analyst forgot to ask to the stakeholder that, okay, I need data. At what time you will send the data, right? These all points are very important, because sometime in your interview, they can ask this kind of question just to check that how in-depth knowledge of ETL you have. And this all points, what I'm telling, when I will show you the technical angle, the technical flavors of this, then you will realize that, oh, these things, these discussions are very important. Okay. So the business analyst, and that's why nowadays the companies, they are looking for the business analyst to be techno-functional. Okay, you should have technical knowledge as well. So the first question the business analyst will ask, okay, fine, we will prepare the report what you want, but at what time you will send the data? And this is possible, not possible. Actually, this happens that if the business has different, if they have business at different locations, so they will send data at different time interval. Like yesterday, I told you, in Delhi they will send you by 11 p.m. Chennai at some other time, 10 p.m. Kolkata at 11:30 p.m. Mumbai at 11:50 p.m. So the different locations, because maybe the different locations can have the different timing in which they will open and they will close the restaurant, right? So that's the first question, that at what time you will send the data, and how this is helpful, that we'll discuss in detail. And I will share my project experience when this was missed and what happened, and we faced escalation, right? Okay. Then apart from that, so okay, this discussion is over. The daily source team. And what is a source team, guys? Any idea what is source team?
They will send the data. That is
Right.
from client side.
Source team is the one who will send the data. Okay. Like if you will, let's take the example of our SQL classes. When I complete the class, so I prepare your assignment, okay, and I used to share the assignments to Firdaus, okay, and she will share that to you. So actually, who is cooking the data? Who is preparing the data? I am preparing, right? And then I will share that to the Firdaus, and Firdaus is finally sharing the assignment to you.
Sir, you are not audible.
Actually, he is
Sir, you are not audible.
he left a meeting.
He's there in the meeting.
Okay, sorry, I think I was disconnected. Is my voice audible now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, actually I'm traveling. Traveling is not traveling now. I'm not at my hometown. So because of different location, it happens, the network disturbs sometimes. So hope my voice is audible now.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So what I was telling you about the source team. So is the source team clear? You understood? Who is the source team? Source team is the one who will send data to us. Okay. Is the voice audible clearly? Shall I proceed?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I was telling the example of a project in which I was working. That is, I was working for Citibank. I think during 2012, 13, 12 till 15, yeah. So, and that project was given to Infosys. So, Infosys was the testing team, I think, yeah, testing or development team. And Wipro was also there, the TCS and the IBM. And one more company was there, I forgot the name. 4 companies were handling that project. Okay. So you might be thinking that why the 4 companies were handling that project. The reason was the development task was done by another company and the support team was another company. I'm getting some background noise. Okay. And the source team was different, the testing team was different, development team was different, the business analyst team was different, right? So it is why I'm telling this, because it is not necessary that the source team should be or must be always from the client side. No, maybe Ankit will tell you that, okay, can you give me a particular resource who can work on this data on a daily basis, and he can send this data to your resources, maybe to draw. But generally, what happens? The client will be having his own source team who will be sending data to you. There are multiple reasons, like maybe the client has some confidential data, okay, which they don't want to expose to your company, ABC Solutions Private Limited. They want to send only restricted data. Sorry, they want to send only limited data. Okay, so that's why generally the client will be having their own source team who will be sending data. Is the story clear so far? Are you getting the significance of each and every role, each and every entity here? Any questions so far?
So Sanveer, I just have one question.
Yeah, James.
So when you're telling that the data is sent by the source team, example, let's say the client is Pepsi, right? So from the Pepsi company, we will have some resource, right? Like developers from their own company. Those persons will send the source data, right?
Correct. That is why nowadays you will see the best example I will give you of Citibank. The Citibank, they have their own IT team and they outsource their project to other companies as well. Means they have their own IT team, which has product manager, developer, business analyst, everything is there. But they will hire, means they will give their project to Infosys, TCS, or Capgemini, Cognizant, that okay, you work on this project. Okay, so their own team will send the data to you, that they'll be having their source team. Is that clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
Okay. Now that is a big story then. That Tanvir, why if they have their own technical team or the IT team, then why they're giving their project to the other companies? Getting some background noise. So why they're giving the project to other companies? That's the biggest story. Okay, so maybe if sometime time permits, we'll discuss about that. Okay. So any other question? And please feel free to ask question. Do you have any other question? Okay, so you understood the significance of source team, guys?
Tanvir, my question is, Tanvir, if they are handling in different countries, there will be in different time zones, right? Then how can
Correct.
how can they will do this?
What they will do this means I'm not getting
Like
what.
during the source team,
Uh-huh.
source team need to place the some file, right? They will play
Uh-huh.
in one country the time zone is different, another
Uh-huh.
country the time zone is different. How they can able to handle this kind of scenarios before
Uh-huh.
for
Uh-huh.
keeping that?
That the good question. Good question. I will come to that. I will discuss that in detail. Okay, I will come to that. So, okay, others, let me discuss that first. Let me discuss that. Okay. So far, are you getting, guys, what I'm telling? Means, because I have to plan accordingly. I will take a pause here. So far, are you able to understand my story? What I'm telling, is that making sense for you, or am I speaking Latin and Greek and it's not clear? Any suggestion? Any feedback so far? Or do you think I'm going in more in depth?
No, sir, it's okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah, you're going the right way.
It's clear, Tanvir.
Okay,
You're going in the right way.
fine. Okay. The moment you think that Tanvir, no, it is not clear, please let me know. Okay. So now I think Madhu Kiran has asked about the time zone. A very valid question, because now like you're working in India and your client may be from US or UK or China. So the time zone differences are there. Very good question. So as a business analyst, Tom should ask a question to Ankit. That Ankit, you want this data on a daily basis, that how the company is performing, maybe their profit, cost, and all many other parameters. So we'll discuss that in detail. Okay. But at what time you want? Okay, at what time you want? So generally, what happens? Suppose like today's transaction, today's 16th June. Okay, and right now in India it is I think 9:30, close to that. So generally, the business owners, they the next day, the 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 business the starting of the next day, they want to understand that how how the transaction happened yesterday. Okay. So now on 17th June, Ankit will tell that on 17th June, my business hours time are like suppose from 10 a.m. morning it starts. So Ankit will tell to Tom that Tom, I want on 17th June at 10 a.m. the report should be ready. Okay. And that report will be having all the numbers, whatever you want. Okay. Profit, loss, or whatever it may be. Hope it is clear. So this has to be discussed. Now, after this, the Tom will ask, Tom is a business analyst. He will ask the question that, okay, in which format you want. This is very important. Sometime your client will tell that, okay, do one thing on a daily basis. Before 10, you send the report in a PDF format or in an Excel sheet. This generally happens like 5 to 10 years back. Okay, like your business intelligence team, they will shoot an email to the client, and that will be having the report maybe in the PDF format or in the Excel format and any other thing. Okay. Then slowly, with the advancement of the reporting tool, now you have the Power BI, you have Tableau, or you have Oracle Business Intelligence. So in that, when Ankit will reach his office, so he want that when he will log into Tableau or Power BI. Say throughout this course, I will take the example of Power BI. So when he will log into Power BI and he will give the details like, okay, I want the transaction of this location for this particular date. He will enter the values and he should get all the numbers at 10 or before 10. So Ankit has this requirement. Is this clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes,
So
Tanvir.
far? Okay. So now it means Ankit want the report to be ready by 10, right, in the morning. So it means before 10, before 10, Tom and his team has to prepare the report, correct? Suppose on a particular day, what happened? The report got delayed and Ankit reaches the office and he has a login to his Power BI application and he is not able to see the report. So then what Ankit will do in that case? Any idea?
He will send a mail or reminder to this to the person who will send this report.
Okay. So many times in the interview, you will get this kind of question that, okay, you have received an escalation from the client. Then what you will do? Okay, for this kind of issue, who is responsible? They can ask this kind of question just to check that how actively you have participated in your project. Okay. On a particular day, Ankit has not received the report or he logged into Power BI, but till 10, he has not seen the report has not generated. Okay. So Ankit will drop an email to Tom. Okay. That still we have not received the report. Fine. Now Tom will check with his team that what is the reason why the report has not been generated, and his team will check the reason for that. They will do some root cause analysis. Okay. Suppose at 11 a.m. Tom and his team there was some issue. What might be the issue? We will discuss that. Okay. There was some issue, and at 11 a.m. they have fixed it. And now Tom is telling that, okay, there was some technical issue. Now you please check the report is visible to you. Okay. So I agree that Tom and his team has fixed that issue. And at 11 a.m., the report is visible to Ankit. But do you think this is an acceptable scenario?
Only in some cases, not always.
No.
Why it is not acceptable? What is the problem with Ankit? He was expecting at 10. Your team has provided a report at 11. Then what's the problem?
There is a service level agreement.
But why? Why we have service level agreement? Actually, why?
Because they have
But
to
it is that-
discuss the things with other persons as well. They have scheduled the meeting with to
Correct.
see the data and report.
Correct. See, and that service level agreement, SLA, what you're telling. So I agree that, okay, to a certain extent, and that's the reason, but that exactly not suits here. That works in your support team or when you have raised some ticket and that has expired. In that case, it comes. Here the problem is, take the example of your festive season. The best example is like your Diwali, right? So you all know that during the Diwali festival, the Flipkart, Amazon, and many other e-commerce sites, they will bombard the site with a lot of offers, right? Correct. And suppose if I want to buy a mobile, so what we do? We will check that mobile price in Flipkart, and with the same mobile, we will check the price in Amazon, and then we will check do we have any offer on the credit card, or do we have any other offer, and then we will compare it, right? Correct, no? And one thing, if you have analyzed, the offer keeps on changing very frequently. Have you realized this, guys? Yes or no? I'm not sure. So maybe if you have not realized it,
Yes,
check
yes,
it
you're
this
right.
time. the offer will keep on changing very rapidly, very quickly. Why?
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Tanvir, we can't hear you.
You are not audible, Tanvir.
Tanvir, we can't hear you at all.
Hello, Tanvir.
Okay, I think it was disconnected. I changed my net connection. Hope it should be fine now. Hope I'm audible now.
Yes, Tanvir,
Hello.
you're audible. You're audible.
Okay. Okay, I'm very sorry because the internet is disturbing. It is getting a lot of problem. Okay, I've changed the network now. Maybe it should not disturb us anymore. So I was telling, like, suppose I have a Motorola mobile and this cost is 12,000 on Flipkart with a discount of 10%, but Amazon is selling it for 11,500. So you will buy this mobile from which application, which site, Flipkart or Amazon?
Amazon.
Sorry,
Amazon.
Flipkart, no, because on 12,000 you're
10%
getting
discount.
additional 10%.
Oh,
So you will
yeah.
get 1,200 discount, right? Correct? And then I think it will come to 10,800 for you, correct?
Correct.
So then I think no one will buy from Amazon if anyone is doing this analysis that okay, what is the price? You will buy it from here. Now suppose if the Amazon team they're not looking into this, so what will happen? All the customers they will buy from Flipkart, correct?
Right.
So that is why it has happened, because Amazon sales team or the analyst team, they have not analyzed this, right? So that is why nowadays it's the era of real-time processing. I will tell you what is real-time processing, why it is batch processing. It means if you are delaying the analysis of your business, you are losing your business. Okay. So that's what Ankit was supposed to get the report at 10 a.m. And maybe this is the festive season, Diwali time, right? So you're buying sweets. And he has received the report at 11 a.m. So maybe at 10 a.m. something has went wrong on 16th June. Maybe suppose on 16th June on a particular location there was a strike. There was some unforeseen circumstances happened. Maybe your staff was on a strike or something happened in your shop. So you'll be able to understand at 11 a.m. suppose if you have received the report at 10 a.m., you would have taken some decision immediately, correct? But your decision will be delayed by 1 hour. It means you will lose the business here. Are you getting this point? So that is why if the client has told that I want the report at 10 a.m., so your team has to deliver the report at 10 a.m. at any cost and by all means. I'll tell you one example. I was working for Citibank, right? And I was very much surprised because at that time I have started my IT career. I'm talking, this is around 2012, right? Yes. So what happened, we were working on a particular module and we were about to miss the timeline, okay? And then I saw that all the leads and all the senior developers, everyone, we worked till late night, I think in service-based company, this was a regular, this happens, right? Next day I asked the lead that why we worked late night, the same task we can do the next day, right? He told that when we sign a project, then we have an agreement with the client. Okay, what's the agreement? That if you are not delivering that software within the timeline what has been discussed, then you have to pay penalty. It means my company will pay penalty to the client. Is this clear? You understood this? That is why meeting the timelines are very important, and your reputation will be also at stake. Is this clear so far? Okay. Hope it is clear. Any questions? Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So far clear to everyone? Okay.
Yeah, clear.
Now at any cost, Tom and his team have to deliver the reports within 10 a.m. Now what happens here? Daily team, they have told that they will send the data by 11 p.m. Okay. Chennai at 10 p.m. Kolkata at 11:30, Mumbai at 11:50. So it means if I'm talking about 16th June data, so my expectation, means suppose I'm Tom, so my expectation is like 16th June by 12, okay, I will get data from all the sources. Correct, no? By 12, I should get data from all the sources. Correct. Now, what will happen? Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, they have sent, suppose they have sent the file. How they will send the file? Once the file you will receive, then what you have to do, we'll discuss all these things. Okay. Now you are supposed to receive file maximum by 12 from all the locations. Then what you will do once you have received the file? Any idea, anyone? And don't think I'm not asking the technical answer. Whatever is coming in your mind, tell me. What you will do then?
We will consolidate all the files.
You will consolidate or you will extract the data from those files and you will store that in your database or in your tables, right? And that is what known as loading the data. Correct? In a very simple terms, right? Okay. Now, do you think you will start loading the data at 12 night, I'm asking. Do you think you will start loading the data at 12?
No, after some time, because if it's the last time.
Then
Why
the date
after
will
some
change,
time?
right? Then the date will change, right? Night 12. Then the date will change.
The date will change. You will enter 17th June. Okay. So my question is, Mumbai restaurant, they will send data by 11:50. So at what time you should start loading data in your database? I will not answer. I am waiting for response until unless you guys are not respond. will not reply, I will not proceed further.
As we'll get the first file, we'll extract it
Oh.
and load it.
Okay,
Once we get another file, then we'll load another file as well.
okay, okay. This is also good. Any other solution?
Like after getting the last file, we are getting the last file by 11:50, right? We can start the
Hmm.
extraction by 11:55.
11:55.
We can set
Okay.
that processor job.
Okay, okay. Any other thought, anyone? No other suggestion? I'm a bit confused. I want more people. Shresh, what do you think? Shresh Srivastav, what do you think?
Yes, so by
Feel
the
free.
11:15, by the 12 a.m., they will start doing the means extracting the data and then start working further.
Okay. So you're giving a buffer of 10 minutes and you're telling by 12 they should start, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Good, good, good. Okay. Now there are two scenarios. The first scenario is daily team has sent the data by 11 p.m. Now suppose at 11 sharp you receive the data, the file in which you have data. Like suppose this kind of data is present in the file. You got it. I will discuss in detail about the format of file, how the data will be sent, and blah blah. A lot of things will be discussed. You receive the data at 11 p.m. So now the scenario one is, as and when you receive the data, you will start loading data in the database. I mean, at 11 p.m. on 16th June, today is 16th June, take the example of today only. Today at 11 p.m. I received the data from Delhi. I will start loading the data of Delhi resident in my database. Okay. Chennai 10 p.m. I received, suppose, then I will start loading the data at 10 p.m. Kolkata at 11:30 p.m. I receive the data. I will load it at 11:30 p.m. This is one scenario. In this, what happens as and when you will receive the data, you will load the data. This is very straightforward. Hope it is clear. Okay. Scenario two, and in which business use case you have to go for scenario one, in which business use case you have to go for scenario two, we'll discuss it one by one. In second scenario, when you will receive data from all the locations, here we have only 4 locations, sometimes you'll be having 10 locations, 15 locations. Second scenario, what we do is, we will wait until unless we're not getting data from all the sources, we will not load the data. Okay. Now with the client, we have discussed that by 11:50 I should get data from Mumbai. My question was, will you start loading data at 11:50 or 12 or whatever time it may be? Generally, what happens, we give a buffer of 1 hour. Generally, I'm telling, this is not a rule. In some project, you will give a buffer of 30 minutes. In some project, you will give a buffer of 1 hour. But you have to give a buffer. That is what I'm telling. It is not like you are thinking that, Tanveer, by 11:50 p.m., I will get data from all the sources. No. Based on my experience, the interaction, most of the defects and a lot of headache, and if your project is getting delayed, if the data you are spending a lot of time in cleaning the data, it is all because of your source team. Trust me, one of my project, I have told I think earlier as well, one of my project was kept on hold for 1 year. And you know the reason? The reason was source team was not sending correct data which was discussed. And why they were not sending, again, there is a bigger story for that. So to work with source team and the data what you're getting from source team, you will get a lot of issues there. So if the source team has told you that we will send you data by 11 p.m., don't expect that they will send by 11 p.m. Okay, because at their end as well, suppose they're sending it and their network has failed. I will tell you one example in my project what happened. We were expecting source team to send the data, okay, and we have not received the data. We connected with the source team that, hey, so far I have not received the data, I have to load data. So they told that, okay, let me check it. And they checked it, and the reason was the server through which they were sending the data, the password of that server was expired. It happens, like means even if you're working in company, after every 60 days you have to change the password, right? Then you will start getting the notification. So the password has expired. So in that case, they can tell you that, okay, the password has expired, I cannot do anything, right? And again, you cannot tell that, okay, this was a problem of the source team, and then your client will tell you that you are playing blame game and all this stuff. Okay, so that's why if the client is telling that the source team is telling that we will send you data by 11 p.m., don't trust them. This is my experience. They will tell you that, okay, they are the golden source, but never trust them. Even we have faced issue with the Bloomberg data. Once we were working in a project where we were working on the FX rate. So net, if the source team is telling you that, okay, we'll send you by 11 p.m., it's not like you will get by 11 p.m. So that is why it is recommended that always take a buffer of minimum 30 minutes. If they are telling that we will send by 11 p.m., don't trust them. So you assume it by 11:30. Is that clear? Because they are also technical people. Something can go wrong, right? And then you cannot tell that, hey, you told by that we will send you by 11 p.m. and why you have delayed it. So we will not be generating report. And if the client will make noise, I am not responsible, right? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's why you should start loading data by 1 a.m. on 17th of June. Hope it is clear so far.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes,
Any question?
one thing is that
Hmm.
if source team is making a little bit late in sending the data, okay, so
Uh-huh.
it will impact our work when sending the data next day to a client. Means the client is expecting the data to receive at 10 a.m. But due to the
Uh-huh.
source is sending data a bit late, so it will
Hmm.
impact on next day. So in this case, the escalation will rise or what happens?
No, that is a very valid scenario you told, and it happens. But first of all, if it is agreed that they will send 11:50 is the last time for Mumbai, right?
Yes.
So you have to take a buffer of 30 minutes of 1 hour. This is the first thing I'm telling. Okay, that by you means your means when you will start loading the data, so you have to start that 1 a.m. Okay, you are giving 1 hour buffer for them. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, on a particular day, what happened? Suppose the Mumbai team, there was some festival time, some Ganesh Chaturthi or something was happening, and because of that, they send the data at 1:30. Okay, they send the data at 1:30 a.m. and you have automated your system so that, and how you will automate, everything we will discuss. Don't worry about that. And you have scheduled your system so that it will pick the files of all the 4 locations and it will start loading data at 1 a.m. Now, tell me one thing. On a particular day, your Mumbai team has sent data at 1:30. And all those things are not happening manually. Don't think that someone from your team will be sitting in the night at 1 a.m. in the office and he will wait for the data to be sent by Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, and he will aggregate and segregate and then he will load the data. No, these all things are done. We have an automated system that is what known as your CI/CD pipelines in your DevOps come into picture. We'll discuss all those things. So everything will be automated. Now, my question is, on a particular day, the Mumbai team, they have sent the data at 1:30 a.m. Okay. And your system has been configured in such a way that it will start loading the data at 1 a.m. And before 1 a.m., you have received the data of Delhi, Chennai, and Kolkata, but Mumbai you have not received because they have sent the data at 1:30. Then tell me next day what will happen.
Obviously, the Mumbai data will miss.
Sorry, obviously,
Mumbai data will miss.
you will miss the Mumbai data, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Then what will happen? Who will raise this concern that you missed the Mumbai data?
Stakeholders will raise the concern.
Stakeholders. Correct. When your Ankit will log into the Power BI application, he will check that, oh my God, Delhi, Chennai, and Kolkata transaction is there. Mumbai transaction is missing. So to whom he will contact?
BA he will contact.
BA.
Tom.
He will drop an email to BA, right? And maybe he will tag your product manager or your delivery manager as well. And that is what known as escalation, right? And he will ask that, hey, come on, why Mumbai data is missing? Correct? Now, BA, no, that's try to understand this. The client has sent an email to BA, okay? Now what BA will do here?
Will forward, BA will forward mail to that ETL guy.
Yes. Then BA will connect with the ETL guys. ETL guys means either your ETL developer or SQL developer or big data engineer, okay? Now, suppose on that particular day, the development team is on leave. Then what will happen?
Like if in case if the scenario is like if there is no development team, then the BS if BA person is technically strong, then he can go and check.
Correct. That is why nowadays it is expected that BA has to be technically strong. If the development team is on leave, then the BA will tell to the stakeholder, to the client that, sorry, I cannot find the reason today because my development team is on leave. So your client will become more angry that what the hell you guys are doing? Right? I'm not responsible that your development team is on leave. I am paying for this. I want this report today, right? So that is why the business analyst should be at least, he should have the technical expertise that if something is wrong, he should debug it. Okay, he should figure it out that where is the issue, right? Now, suppose the business analyst has sent that to development team and development team told that, hey, we are not responsible for this if the Mumbai report has not been generated because the Mumbai team has sent the data at 1:30 a.m. So now you tell who is responsible for this escalation.
Source.
Is the
Source
BA?
team.
Source team.
Source team, sir.
Okay. Still, I'm getting response from few selected participants. I want a very active participation from everyone. Okay. So who is responsible?
The data entry
yeah.
operator at Mumbai location.
Yeah, source team will be responsible.
Source team is responsible. Okay. Now the BA has dropped an email to the client, that is to Ankit, that hey Ankit, we are not responsible if you have not received the data from Mumbai. It is because your source team has sent the data at 1:30 a.m. Okay, and it was agreed. You remember it was agreed. We have the document, FRD document. We have signed there that the file we should receive the file by 11:50 p.m. Okay. Then now that is fine. That the source team is responsible for that. Okay, but Then there will be a retrospective meeting. Any idea what is this retrospective or retro meeting? Anyone?
Yeah, we go through the things like what went well, what could have been improved.
Good, good, good. Perfect. Very perfect definition you told. So what happens in project, like after each sprint? A sprint means when you complete a particular module. So you'll be having a meeting with the development team will be there, the business analyst means entire team will be there. Okay, and then your manager will walk through all the defects what has been raised and what was the reason and all those things. Then this particular issue will also be discussed there, that okay, we have faced this issue that in Mumbai data was missed. Then the BA will tell to the manager that, oh, no, no, don't worry about that. That was not our concern. By mistake, they have raised that issue, right? It was because of the source team. They have sent the data in late night at 1:30 a.m. It was discussed by 11:50. We are not responsible for this. So don't worry about this, right? Now, suppose you are a delivery manager or product manager. What will be your take on this? Come on, Ted.
Sir, we'll suggest that if some special days are there, then we need to check, like we need to see the timeline for this automation, and like the load and everything. We need to reschedule it for the special days.
Okay, okay. Any other house?
So the
That's fine.
delivery
Any-
manager will reach out to the delivery team, like what was the issue, and if there's a, I mean, if it is required, we can go for an RCA for that one.
So issue is clear. Issue is clear. The source team has sent
I mean, why
at
source team
1:30.
has
The issue is
missed
clear.
that?
Okay, so source team will say that okay, on that particular day it was some festive season, so that is why it has second time. Source team has a valid reason for that. So do you think delivery manager will close this issue? That okay, fine, not an issue. Source team has sent it late. We are not responsible. That is fine. Close this defect. So what do you think, guys? Is my question clear? First of all, tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Is that clear? Okay. Now see. Delivery manager, what he will tell that okay, fine, I agree that this was the issue of source team. I totally agree. They have missed the timelines and they sent it late. But you are providing a service to a client, okay? So you should think about this, that if something is not correct or there is some issue, you should have a mechanism which should raise alarm, right? Correct? No. Suppose
sir.
you went to a mall, right? You went to a mall and bad luck, something went wrong, short circuit, okay? And the entire mall catches fire, okay? Then the mall management cannot tell this, that, hey, we are not responsible for this, okay? We cannot do anything. If they are telling this, it means they don't have that healthy, what I can say, that communication, or they're not customer centric. They don't take that safety precautions, right? They should tell that, oh, maybe we will check it. What is the reason? We will look over this, and we must be having some alarm system which should inform that, oh, something is going wrong, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, delivery managers will tell to your entire team that I agree it's not your fault, but your software should have this mechanism that if something is wrong, it should raise alarm before it slips and it reaches the client. You see, one thing I will tell you, if your client is raising escalation, I repeat, if your client is raising escalation, maybe it's your fault or it's the fault of the source team, your repo is also at a stake. Okay. Suppose in this case, suppose if you would have detected this, that, oh, the Mumbai team has sent the data late, we have missed that data, so tomorrow Ankit will not be able to see that a report of Mumbai. And if you would have connected immediately with the source team, suppose early morning, 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. Okay. And then suppose if you have loaded the data of Mumbai again, then maybe you would have rectified this. And then when you will send this to Ankit, so then obviously your company will be getting a very good impression in front of Ankit, right? Ankit will think that, oh, they are very proactive. This was the issue at our end, but their system has detected. Oh, they are very proactive, guys. Are you getting what I'm telling, guys?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this all matters a lot in IT company, and especially when you are working for a service-based company. Okay. So I will tell you one example, like again for the Citibank in 2015, it happens. Although it is very internal, we were working for Infosys at that time. I was working in the testing team. Okay. And L&T, okay, if anyone is from L&T, L&T is not very old in the IT industry. Okay. They approached Citibank and they told that, okay, I will take care of your testing task just for 1 week. Okay. What they did in that 1 week, they find a lot of defects, and they told the reason for those defects as well. Means they have given additional services, and Citibank was very much impressed, and that project was flipped from Infosys to L&T. It happened in 2015. So now there's a lot of competition in the market. So you have to give additional services, or maybe you should not play that blame game. So that is what your system should be having, that much maturity that if anything goes wrong, you should be able to capture it. Now, suppose if you would have detected this and you would have told to Ankit that, hey, your Mumbai team has sent the data late, but our system has captured this, and then we have immediately loaded the data of Mumbai and now it is visible to you. So you would have got a different repo, right? So hope this is clear.
Yes, sir. Totally clear.
Any questions so far?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Now the question is that, okay, fine, like our team has missed this, right? And that's why playing blame game in any project is very bad. Okay. As a team, you should never blame anyone that, hey, this was the fault of a BA. This was the fault of a development team. This is the fault of testing team. He missed this. No, you should take it collectively that where it went wrong. Okay. Then in the retro, you can discuss within the team that because of whom this was left. Okay. But in front of client, you should never tell that, oh, this was a problem of this team or that team. That gives a very bad impression. Okay. Now the question is then how we should detect it. When okay, that part should I tell now or not? Okay, let me tell you that part now, because again we have to discuss this in detail. Now suppose at 11:50, no, not 11:50, when we are running the job, 1 a.m. We are loading the data at 1 a.m. Now, who is responsible for loading the data?
ETL developer.
Which team?
The ETL team.
ETL team. Okay. Anyone else?
Data
No.
engineer.
Okay. See, now try to understand this. Data engineer, or and one thing I will tell you, this data engineer job profile is not very old. It is in existence for the last hardly 4 to 5 years only. Before that, it was not there. Before that, you were having SQL developer and the ETL developer, and that role, when it matures, you have the data engineer role. Okay. So data engineers are the one who are responsible for writing the script. Maybe that may be in SQL, or that may be in Python, or if you're working in any ETL tool, maybe Informatica or Talent, they will load the data. And that is a different word, that what they're writing can be, what the script they're running, that's a different word. And that is known as data pipeline, which we will discuss. Data engineers' responsibility is to prepare a script which will pick the file which the source team is sending. They will extract the data from there. They will load the data in the database. That's all. That's all. Okay. Now, this task of loading the data will happen on a daily basis. Correct?
Yes.
And suppose you have here 4 sources only. Suppose you have 20 sources and you have to load data in 200 or 300 tables. So do you think your data engineer will, on a daily basis at 1 a.m. in the night, he will manually load all the data?
Yeah.
It doesn't
No.
happen.
No, he's
For that,
automated.
that is automated. And that's a very big story. We'll discuss all those things. For that, we have a concept of scheduler. Okay. So hope you remember I have shown this here when I was giving demo. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Just a minute. Just a minute. Where is that? This is your control M scheduler. Have anyone worked on control M in this group? Can you raise your hand, anyone? Control M.
I haven't worked on Control M, but I have worked on Autosys.
Okay. So, or any other scheduler anyone has worked? Redwood, Airflow, anyone?
Autosys.
Jenkins.
Okay. Okay, fine. So maybe you will understand this. Very quickly, I will tell you what is the scheduler, because we'll discuss this again. Okay, because suddenly if I will show you this, what is the scheduler, you will get confused. So this is screenshot is of a scheduler. What is this? We'll discuss in detail. This is also a screenshot of a control M scheduler. And this is again that one. Now, here what happens when you have to load data. Okay, now this is all things what you're seeing, file watcher, job test CR1, job test CR2. These all are the different scripts. Within this, we have a script which will load data. Okay, so when you will run this, it will load data. So you don't have to run it manually. So you have to schedule this. It means schedule means you will align the jobs. And what is a job? Okay, and that I missed to tell you. When you are loading data from a file in a database, so you're writing some script within that, right? Maybe you're writing some PL/SQL code, or you're writing some SQL query, you're writing some Python script. So all those code is known as a job. Is that clear? If I have written here job test CR1, it means this is having, you see here, job test PG admin. It means within this, there is a script. Maybe that will be of 100 lines or 1,000 lines of code, and that will load data from a file to a database. Okay. So all these jobs will run automatically at 1 a.m. Okay, no one will be there to run it. Okay, is that clear?
So, Tanvir,
Hmm.
pertaining to this job scheduler that you were talking about, so the one, for example, like this data, currently I'm working in a like data related project only. So there are a couple of data sources available. So and from those data sources, there is I'm working on Tableau as well, and that is a visualization tool. So on the dashboard, so we receive the data from the different sources at a particular date, and there is a refresh cycle as well. So does those activities are also routed through the scheduler?
See, refresh activity is an entirely different thing, and that doesn't happen on a daily basis. Okay.
Yes.
So generally it happens weekly or monthly, right?
Right.
So what is the refresh? What happens in refresh? Why we do refresh? We will discuss that. Okay.
Okay.
But that is a different scenario.
Okay.
So here, I am talking that when we want to load data on a daily basis, so we will write all those scripts, and we have a scheduler, that is an application which will pick all the scripts, and it will load data automatically. No one has to do anything.
Okay.
So that is the job of a scheduler. That is an application. In that we have to configure it. That okay, at this time, you see the first slide which I have shown you. Here you see you can configure the days on which you want to run. Like suppose sometime your client is having holiday on Saturday and Sunday. You don't want to load data. Okay.
Right.
Or and then you can select the time at which you have to run. Like suppose we have discussed here at 1 a.m. So you can select the time here. So this will take care. It will pick the job and it will load it. Everything it will do automatically. Okay.
Understood.
Hope it is clear. I hope it is clear to everyone so far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and please feel free and ask question. If the session is more interactive, if you're asking more questions, so maybe I'll be able to answer more. Okay, and for sure this will help you a lot, guys. Okay, I'm telling you each and everything from the project, and I'm trying to cover each and every scenario. Okay, and this is very interesting actually. Now the question is that we have an automated system, right, which will pick these files of Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, and Mumbai, and it will load the data, right? Now, when the data engineer has coded this, right, when he has written the script, it may be in SQL, Python, anything, okay? So he would have thought of this. If you remember when I was teaching you SQL, many a times you will write a query and I will tell that, no, this is not correct, even though you are getting the right answer. And I will tell that, okay, this is correct for this data. But suppose after 1 month or next day, you got duplicate, then your query will fail. Suppose the source team send null, your query will fail. You remember? At many instances, I have told this.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
that is why your data engineer should have this vision that suppose on a particular day, if Mumbai team or Kolkata team or Chennai team or Delhi team, they're not able to send it till 1 a.m., then the client will not be able to see the data, right? The data engineer should have this maturity, correct? Are you getting this point? So here the data engineer has not thought of this scenario that, okay, if on a particular day, if the Mumbai or Kolkata or any other team, if they have not sent the data within 1 a.m., then what will happen? Correct? So this is the mistake of data engineer. He should have that vision that in a particular day, if I have not received the file from any of this location, then my code should trigger an email to the support team. And that is why you will see the task of support team is 24/7. Okay, when you will check the job description on Naukri or any other platform, they will tell that the support team, they have to work 24 cross. Now, suppose the data engineer would have coded in such a way that if the file from Mumbai has not been reached, and immediately he would have triggered an email to the support team that the file from Mumbai has missed, then the support team would have taken that action immediately. Correct? Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Then support team will get an email, and support team then immediately they will check with the source team of Mumbai that, hey, why you are not sent the data till now? Then Mumbai team will tell that, okay, we have some festive season, we will send in another one 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever it may be. Then you would have escaped this escalation, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So that is why when you are designing a software or whenever you are catering to a requirement, you must think from each and every angle. And that is why you'll see many times whenever I give you assignments, I will write there, your query must be generalized query, right? And many times when I post on LinkedIn, I will tell this, the query must be generalized query. It should not cater only to the data what you are looking at. If you remember, once I have given a question, write a SQL query to find duplicates, and I have given 4 options. You have to select which one is correct, having count of a star greater than 1, having count of gender greater than 1, having count of, I think, salary was there greater than 1. Then I told you one by one which is incorrect. If you remember that, that was
Yes,
a very good example, right? So that's why your data engineer should have this vision that, oh, if this is wrong, if you're not getting this data, then what should happen? Is the story clear so far?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes, Manoj.
Yes.
sir,
Yeah, please.
yes, so scheduler will itself only not trigger the email to the support team, na? By the help
No,
of script.
that scheduler will not do. Scheduler task is to run the job. And what is job? Job is nothing. Only let me show you one thing. 1 minute. Where is that? There is just a minute. Okay, it is not there. Just a minute. Where is that? Suppose I'm telling you one simple example. I've written this piece of code. This is some code, okay?
Okay.
I will keep this code in some file. And suppose this code in this way I have written that, hey, SQL, you have to pick this file from this location, check the format, then load the data. If this file is not present, then trigger an email to the support. Everything will be written here, okay? Now what my schedule, and suppose this file name, I will give some name. I'm saving this, load data in a stage. I will give this name, okay? So now what scheduler will do? Scheduler will it will search for this file. Where is that? It will search for this file. It will pick this and it will run this. That's all. It is a task of scheduler. If within this file, if you have coded that if the file is missing, you have to trigger an email, then it will trigger an email. But control M will not do anything. That you have to write within this code.
Okay, understood.
Understood?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay. So hope it is clear so far. Any other question, anyone? No. Okay.
So Tanvir,
So,
let's say the source team has sent the data, and there could be a possibility that one of the jobs has not run that day, or the scheduler service is down.
Correct. Totally
Is
agree.
there
Totally
any
agree.
fail-safe mechanism is there for that?
Totally agree. And we will discuss about this. And this happens that suppose Ankit is not able to see the data of Mumbai location and Mumbai team has sent data at the correct time, 11:50. Still, if the data is not available for Ankit, then maybe your job has not run correctly. Or maybe there is some other reason. That is also possible. We will discuss that scenario also. I'm not telling that only source is always responsible. Sometimes your job has failed. So in which scenarios the job will fail, we'll discuss about all those things. Okay. Any other question, anyone?
Tanvir,
Okay.
what is the techniques the source team will use? Will they use web scratching kind of techniques? How they will get the data? The source team need to get the data, right, before the placing that in the folder. What kind of techniques?
Web scraping also they can use. Okay, or they have at their end as well. Multiple systems are there. Like they may be having their own data engineer who we are using is scoop there.
Okay.
Or any other thing.
My
So
question
they
is,
can do
they're using some kind of techniques, right, to get the data, source data, right?
Yeah.
We consider that process a ETL process.
That is also an ETL process. They're also using ETL process.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Then there will be two processes, right? Getting the source data, they use the ETL, and after getting from the source, they will perform the transformation for the and for generating the reports, and there will be another ETL process, right? The process.
See, generally when you will work in project, so your task will start like the source team will send the data to you. Okay. And from there your task will start. Okay. And then you will be performing the main ETL. In ETL, you have E for extraction. So right now we are discussing only about extraction. And the challenges, the scenarios, what I'm telling, this is from extraction layer only. Okay. What source thing they will be doing? So they can send data in any format. They can apply any technique for that. So we are not bothered about that because our world will start once we have received data from source. Okay. Sometime what will happen? The source will send you duplicate data. Sometime what will happen? We're expecting data of 16 June. Source will send you data of 15 June. We'll discuss all these scenarios. I think it is there. Where is that? You see multiple files from source, duplicate files from source. Then what happens? All these scenarios we'll discuss.
Yeah, Tanvir, what if the source team send the file, but it's a file has no data?
That also, all these things will be discussed. Okay, we'll discuss all these things. Okay, I have just shown you one very basic example just to make you understand the flow. But all these things we'll discuss. Whatever you're telling now, you see, like failure notifications. If the job has failed, if the job dependency has failed, if you don't have permission on the resources, then what will happen? If the file which you have received the file, but the format of file is not correct, then what will happen? If there's a variance check, what will happen? If the file you received, but it is still not downloaded, then what will happen? If the client is telling that no, I will send you full load data, then how you have to handle? All those things will be discussed. Okay, and I think in your batch, I am planning to add few more topics. So maybe it will go for 25 to 30 hours, maybe. That quickly depends on your interaction, how interested you guys are. Okay. Okay, fine. So any other question, anyone? No? Okay. So I will stop here. Now,
Sir, actually, I missed up one part that you were telling for the email generation. What you were saying that, can you repeat that thing only?
Okay, I will repeat it fast, but before that, just one what I can say, one suggestion I need from everyone. I am planning 2 days a week, Thursday and Friday, because I have another task as other commitments as well, and I'm planning 1.5 hours Thursday, 1.5 hours Friday. Okay. Question number 1. Yesterday I have taken 1 hour. Today we have taken 1.5 hours. And theoretical lectures, sometimes it becomes difficult to sit for more than 1 hour, or maybe 2 hours becomes I mean, it becomes very difficult to sit for a long time, right? Do you think 1.5 hours is sufficient, or you want to continue for 1 hour?
1.5 hour.
1.5 is fine.
1.5 fine, sir.
So
1.5
fine,
hours.
sir.
If it is 2 hour also okay.
Okay, 1.5 hours is fine for everyone?
Yes, it's fine,
Yes.
sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Majority goes with 1.5 hours. Okay, that is fine. Now, right now, I have planned to take 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Do you want me to take it?
Again, just you are not audible, right?
Indeed, you are not
You're not-
audible.
Tanvi, you're not audible. I think we lost you.
He got disconnected.
So sorry, I was telling like, do you want me to continue 2 days, or should I increase this to 3 days in a week?
3 days.
3 days is
3
fine,
days
sir.
is fine.
I
So
think
3
2
days
days
also
is
fine.
fine.
2 days. Two
Yes, sir.
days fine. Just we have another.
3 days also fine.
But which day in the weekdays, Tanvir? Like, is it Thursday and Friday, and another day is continuously
Weekends
Saturday, Sunday also.
weekends are not possible because I'm taking Python class. So either we
Yeah.
can make, but see, one thing. I have committed for 2 days, right?
Right.
So even if a single participant is having issue in 3 days, I will not take that. Okay, it means then I'm making false commitments, right? So if everyone agrees on 3 days, then I will go with 3 days. So please plan accordingly, and if even if a single person has concern, please connect to my present window and tell me in a very straightforward manner that sorry, Tanvir, I cannot go for 3 days. I have this official commitment, whatever it may be. Okay. Okay. So fine. Any other question, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So those who wants to drop, you can drop. I will just repeat that email part to Faz. If you want to continue, you can continue. If you can drop. So Faz, what I was telling, like we missed means the Mumbai file we have not received on time, right? Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So what I was telling is, and we discussed that it was a concern, or it was the issue from source team, because they have promised that we will send the data at 150, but they send it at 130, which is their mistake, right? Correct.
Yes.
But when you're designing a code, your code should also have this mechanism that if something goes wrong, it should be able to detect it, and it should be able to notify you as well, right? Suppose if somewhere it catches fire, right? So you will see in apartments, you have the mechanism, the sprinkler is there, right? Immediately it will start sprinkling water, correct? The similar way, if you have not received the Mumbai file, so your code should have that capability, no? It should trigger an email notification to the support team that, hey guys, we have not received the Mumbai file. If you are loading the data, we will miss the Mumbai data, and then tomorrow the client will miss the data. Now, suppose if your code would have this mechanism, and if the code would have triggered this email, then the support team would have taken action at that time, correct? And maybe we would have missed this effect. So that is what I'm telling. We should not always play the blame game that, hey, I'm not responsible, that team is responsible. No, you should take it as a collective effort. The main intention should be that there should not be any defect. Okay, so that is what I told.
And the one thing that you were telling for the scheduler, scheduler will not trigger the mail.
Scheduler doesn't trigger the mail. Okay, so what whatever you're coding, if it is present in the code, then that code will trigger. Scheduler task is to just click on that button. It is like that only. Okay. I will discuss scheduler in detail. Okay. It will click on that job, and whatever is present within the job will do that part.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, guys.
Yeah, Tanvir.
Thank you.
Tanvir, one question. That scheduler tool has supposed to configure with that ETL tool, right? To load the data.
Scheduler is configured with ETL. Yes. If you don't have any ETL tool, nowadays I will tell you one thing. That's why I always tell, don't trust any tool. Okay, earlier Informatica was like the king. Okay, even if you don't know SQL, it had a lot of powerful interfaces. It can load the data, everything it can do. But nowadays, the requirement has changed. Now, if you're working in a project, so maybe they will not be having any tool because Informatica is a very costly tool. Okay, and the same task you can perform using Python. I agree that for that you have to have very strong expertise in coding, then you can do, but that is possible. Okay, so but yes, that has to be integrated with an ETL tool, and then it will perform all the tasks of loading data, triggering the notifications. And we will discuss it in detail. Okay, and then I will tell you each and everything about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, hope you have understood today's session. So we will connect next week then. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.